Hello strangers, my name's Kate, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about myths and truths about bisexuality. So there's a few different categories that these myths and beliefs tend to clump into, and you'll see that the categories kind of can contradict each other, and that's because different people have different perspectives, different experiences, different whatever that affects how they think about bisexuality and everything, actually. I'm gonna try and cover as much as I can, but I'm bound to miss some things, so feel free to leave down in the comments some of the things that you've experienced, some different whatever. And also, the way I talk about this is not gonna cover everybody's experience with that thing, so just a heads up. There's really no way to talk about this in a way that, encompasses everything in all of human experience, so just forewarn. Category number 1, bisexuality doesn't exist. If bisexuality doesn't exist, how do these people who believe this explain why so many people identify as bisexual? Well, there's a few different reasons. First, we're actually gay and we're in denial, or we want to retain some heterosexual privilege, or we're just not ready yet to fully come out. So bisexuality is just a stepping stone to be fully out as gay. Or maybe we're actually just straight and we're just having a good time with people of the same sex as us, and eventually we will settle down in a straight relationship, have 2.5 children, a cat, a dog, and a white picket fence, right? And one important thing to note here is that bi women tend to be thought of as being actually straight, and bi men are thought of as being actually gay. So basically everybody's actually just attracted to men. I could do a whole video on this, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Now, something that goes kind of along with this, but also ties into my next category, is that all women are bisexual, but no men are bisexual. So women cannot be straight or lesbian, they're just all bisexual. All women are attracted to men and women and whatever else. And men are one or the other, no other options. The truth of the matter is, bisexuality does exist. Shocker. There are people who are attracted to both sexes or to multiple genders, however you want to define it. They exist. We exist. It's a thing. And yeah, it's true that some people come out as bi and then later come out as gay, or then later figure out that they're actually straight, but there's also people who think that they're gay for a while and then realize, oh, I'm actually bi, or something else. And then pretty much everybody who is not straight has at one point thought that they were straight and then realized that they weren't. So bisexuality is no different. Just because a lot of people think that they're bi for a while, come out as bi, and then realize that they're actually not, doesn't mean that all of us are eventually going to get that way. Also, no matter who somebody ends up with, if they're bisexual, they remain bisexual. Just the same as if you're straight, if you're not in a relationship, you stay straight. You're not all of a sudden asexual because you're not in a relationship. And same thing if you're gay or lesbian, or anything. Bisexuality is not a choice that people make, it's just the way that they are. It's not a lifestyle choice, it's just the way we exist as people. And also, using people's struggles with their identity to disrespect an entire group of people isn't okay. Full stop. The second category that I kind of alluded to already is that everyone is bisexual. Everybody's a little bit bi. Spaghetti is straight until it gets wet or hot or whatever. There are a few things that go along with this belief. One is that it's totally okay to pursue a gay man or a lesbian even if you are a woman or a man, because everybody's a little bit bi and you might be the one exception to their belief that they're homosexual. The second thing is that it's a completely pointless identity and people who use it are just using it for attention. These people also tend to think that the only reason you should call yourself bi is if you are equally 50% attracted to men and women. No fluctuation. If you slightly err towards men or slightly err towards women, you should use the corresponding identity. So if you're a woman and you are a little bit more attracted to men, you should just call yourself straight. And if you're a little bit more attracted to women, you should just call yourself a lesbian and be done with it. So the only bisexual is 50% equal. So question, if everybody's bi, then why don't you just go hook up with somebody that is not of the sex that you normally are attracted to? Why have you never found yourself like actually attracted to a man if you're a man? If you call yourself a straight man. Like, if everybody's a little bit bi, then why haven't you done it? Why don't you call yourself bi if everybody's a little bit bi? And also, even if everybody was bi, which it is not a fact, but, you know, for argument's sake, even if everyone was bi, why does it matter if people call themselves bisexual? I mean, you even admit that they are bisexual, so why can they not call themselves that? It's none of your fucking business! And furthermore, this belief is incredibly disrespectful to the gay and lesbian people who have struggled for a long time to figure out that they are not bisexual and they are in fact homosexual. Like, some people go through a lot of shit, a lot of internal turmoil to figure out what they are. And saying that, oh, they're actually bisexual, everybody's a little bit bi, is super disrespectful to them. So fucking stop. How about that? Stop being creepy. It's none of your business. If you're a man and a woman says that she's a lesbian, leave her the fuck alone. If you're a woman and a man says that he's gay, leave him the fuck alone. It's pretty simple. Basic human respect, who knew? And the next category is a pretty big one, so it's gonna take a hot minute to get through it. Promiscuity, dating, and relationships. So first, we're all cheaters and we'll cheat on you with somebody who is the opposite sex / a different gender. Number 2, we're only interested in non-monogamous relationships. Number 3, you can only identify as bisexual if you've had a relationship with a man, with both a man and a woman. And also, people are automatically bisexual if they've had a relationship with both a man or a woman. And a woman. Next, bi people have the best of both worlds, and we double our dating pool. Bisexuals are attracted to literally everyone, and would be down to date anyone if they're down to date us. And finally, all bisexual people are just positively riddled with STIs. First off, no, we're not all cheaters. Yeah, I know, you or somebody that you knew was totally cheated on by a bisexual and it's totally scarred you for life. I'm sorry that that happened to you, but generalizing that to all bisexuals is not fair. If that makes you not want to date people who are bi, that's totally fine. You're not obligated to date anybody for any reason, and literally any reason is okay to not want to date somebody. That's fine. Like, I'm not bothered by it. But treating bisexual people like shit because of a personal experience that you had with one person is not okay. And guess what? Straight people cheat too. Gay people cheat too. Cheaters are cheaters regardless of what sexuality they are or what dating experience they've had, whatever. Cheaters be cheaters. That's it. The only thing that cheaters have in common is the fact that they are cheaters. Also, as far as like they will leave you for somebody of the opposite sex, guess what? Half of all marriages end in divorce, and yet people still get divorced, or people still get married, and sure, a lot of people are like against getting married because of that fact, but people still get married, despite the fact that they're 50-50. They're probably gonna get divorced, and that number is just rising. So yeah, guess what? Getting into a relationship, you risk that they're going to leave you for somebody. And again, yeah, I know, you personally or somebody that you know or whatever has been left by a bisexual and they happen to go start dating a man if you're a woman or a woman if you're a man. Like, I know, it's happened, personal experience. And if personal experience makes you not want to date a bisexual, again, totally fine, whatever. But what's not okay is disrespecting bisexual people because of a personal experience you've had. Second thing, we're fully capable of being in a monogamous relationship. I know, shocker. Yes, there are a lot of us who are non-monogamous, but that doesn't mean that all of us are, or all of us are open to that. We're not all wanting threesomes with people of, or 3 or more somes with people of all different sexes and gender identities and what the fuck ever. Some of us do want the monogamous relationship with the white picket fence, with the 2.5 children, with the cat and the dog and the everything. It's almost like sexuality doesn't affect how somebody wants to live their life otherwise. What? All it means is that we can end up in that situation with a man or with a woman. Or insert other gender identities here. Like, that's all it means. And this is another thing that I want to do a whole video on, the whole like non-monogamy, polyamory, all of the things. So look forward to that. Next, you don't have to experiment to know that you're bisexual. And even if you do experiment, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are bi. Like I said before, everybody comes to their conclusion about their identity in all different kinds of ways. Some people don't have to experiment with anybody and they know exactly what they are. Some people experiment for their whole lives and they still don't really know and they might not even care. A lot of gay and lesbian people have a heterosexual relationship before realizing that they're actually homosexual. Bisexual people can realize that they're bi without ever going on a date or sleeping with anybody, because it's about attraction, not action. Ooh, that's actually really good. Attraction, not action. Next thing, we get the best of both worlds. Alright, this is really stupid and I hate it. If you think about it for like 2.5 seconds, it makes no sense. And I realize that it's mostly said as a joke, but like, it still bothers me so much. Because like, most people are straight. So, okay, as a bisexual woman, I could date men or women. So that means I can date anybody, right? No, because it also depends upon what sexuality they are. So gay men are not gonna wanna date me, so they're out. Straight women are not gonna wanna date me. That's a huge amount of people out. So there's like this many straight men and these many gay or bisexual women. So my dating pool as a bi woman goes up by like that much. Whereas this is all the men, this is all the women. It doesn't go up by that much. It goes up by just a little bit. Does that make sense? It's really basic math. And again, I know that this is mostly a joke, but like, I hate it so much. This also explains the whole like thing, the belief before that all bisexual people are gonna end up in a heterosexual relationship. That's honestly just a numbers game. Like I said before, this many straight men, this many gay or lesbian or bisexual women. Like, odds are I'm gonna find somebody in this pool that I connect with and want to have a long-term relationship with. This is very unlikely. Unless I'm specifically looking for somebody in this category, most likely I'm gonna come across this person. So like bisexual people who are like, I don't really care, I could end up with either. Most likely are gonna end up in this category. And also, that's okay, they're still bisexual, but just making a point here. So saying that all bisexual people end up in a heterosexual relationship is so annoying. Because yes, it's true, but like, numbers, math, it's easy. And also, I've noticed that the people who end up in this category with another woman don't tend to be as vocal about being bisexual. They just like, whatever. So people assume that they're lesbians when they're really not, and they don't really care because it's not like something that matters as much. Their life experiences are more affected by homophobia than it is by biphobia, so they don't really care about the biphobia part. Does that make sense? Whereas these people don't really have to deal with homophobia in their day-to-day lives, so they're a lot more vocal about being bisexual and about being affected by biphobia and all this crap. Like, so yeah, these people are more vocal and more common, and yeah, whereas these people, a lot less common and also a lot less vocal about being bi. So yeah, that all affects the perception that we all end up in heterosexual relationships. And finally, our promiscuity and the STIs and all of this. So first of all, even if somebody has an STI, that doesn't mean that you respect them any less. Like, just right off the bat, I need to say that, but anyway. And also, not all of us do. Like, yeah, again, the bisexual population has a higher amount, like a higher proportion of us have some kind of STI. That's a thing. And I'm aware that that's a thing. But not all of us do, and we are not any less deserving of your respect even if we do. And also, even bisexual people have standards. And, like, a straight person could go out with every single person that they could ever find attractive who is willing to go out with them. Same thing with a gay or lesbian person. Bisexuals are the same way. Or all of us could have a shit ton of prerequisites for who we date. And that's okay too. Some bisexuals won't date men, for example. Like, they don't want to date men. They're attracted to men. They acknowledge that they are attracted to men and could potentially be in a relationship with one, but they don't want to. And same thing with women, or same thing with insert whatever. Like, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's me. I don't really want to have a long-term relationship with a guy, like, ever again. And, you know, I mean, I can't tell the future, so who the hell knows? But, as of right now, not super interested in that. Not at all. I would rather be in a relationship with a woman. Actually, right now, I'd rather not be in a relationship at all. But that's a whole other thing. If I were to be in a relationship, it would be with a woman. And I have some other prerequisites. I'm not just willing to date anybody and everybody who's willing to date me. Like, that's not a thing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, whether these myths are true or not, the stereotypes, whether they're founded in some kind of reality or not, it doesn't matter. Because you still need to respect us as human beings. No matter what you believe about us, no matter whatever. Respect us as human beings. Again, you don't have to date us, you don't even have to be friends with us, but basic human decency is the most basic thing that you can offer to people. I know, what a concept. It's called mutual respect. Yay! Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. I don't know, just, yeah. Right here is where you can click to subscribe. Right there. And up here is where you can find another video that YouTube thinks that you will enjoy. I don't know what it is, but it is there. So, YouTube. YouTube algorithm is super smart and special and funny and wonderful and beautiful. Please love me. Anyway, I'll see you later, friends.